All right, guys, what's going down, man? This is your boy, DJ Just J with Just Dimes ENT, and I am your humble host of The Soto You Dig. Guys, I'd like to welcome you here. We are officially live, and we are in the building. Y'all let me know if you guys are in the building. Also, let me know where you're from, where you're representing, where you're watching from, and all of that good stuff. Yes. We are in this thing. Shout out to Soto Nation. Shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor. Shout out to my sister Packer Girl, Relationship Rehab, my sister Tanisha, and my brother Shouty King. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you guys. I'm going to give everybody a shout out as we do every show. I'm going to shout out every name that I see in the chat. So guys, do not be surprised that it takes so long. Then we're going to play our intro songs, and then we're going to get right into the story. This story is actually about a gentleman that I never heard of before, and his name is Desmond Marrow. And apparently Desmond Marrow is a gentleman that played for Toledo and ended up making it to the NFL. Now, I don't know how far he made it into the NFL, because from my understanding, when I looked up his information, it didn't look like he did much there, but at least he did get there, and he went undrafted, which is good. All right. What's up, Shiz Unite? What's going on? So I'll tell you guys a little bit about his story, but what we have going on here is there is a video that went viral. And I say that video went viral because there were multiple sources. It hadn't picked up mainstream news, which is crazy. But I'm going to be able to give you guys a little bit of information about what happened and his dealing with the police, what I think about it, my take on it, and we'll just kind of go from there, right? So there's a few things that you need to know about him. So first and foremost, a video was posted to social media, a video was posted to social media that shows a former college and pro football player being slammed to the ground while handcuffed during an arrest in Georgia. Desmond Marrow, who played at the University of Toledo, was briefly in the NFL and posted the video on Instagram and Facebook on Thursday, saying he was injured during the incident in Henry County, Georgia. I can't talk today. Sorry. My apologies. Court documents show that the arrest happened on December 2nd, 2017 in McDonough, Georgia. Marrow, who's age 30, was charged with making terroristic threats, reckless driving, aggressive driving, and obstruction, records show. Now, the status of the case was not immediately available, and police were investigating an alleged road rage incident involving Marrow when the arrest had occurred, according to court documents. There we go. Now, he said, "Attention to anyone who views this post. Please help me get my voice heard. I was falsely arrested and taken into custody in Atlanta, Georgia, Henry County by Henry County Police." This is coming from his Facebook page. Actually, that's the exact same story I have, so I'll just continue to read it. "I only have my cell phone in my possession, and they claim to be scared for their lives," Marrow wrote on Instagram. As you guys know, cell phones are very dangerous. As you guys can see what the police are doing with these cell phones. When you have a cell phone in your hand, you better be careful with it. Be careful how you aim that thing. Make sure you use your cell phones responsibly, right? Like, you don't want to take it and throw it too fast. You definitely don't want to take it and load it up with anything explosive or anything like that. You know, I don't know. I'm bull crapping right about now. I don't know what the hell it is with police and cell phones, and I thought he was doing this and that. In my opinion, if you are an officer of the law, you better be 100% sure about what you're doing. And the reason I say that is because it is your responsibility as an officer, and you have people's lives at risk. Not only the people that you're dealing with, but the people that's around them, especially when it comes to, you know, shooting bullets and those bullets potentially missing people. As you guys know, that I famously reported with Stephon Clark, he was shot at 20 times and he was only hit 8 of the 20. So that means, or excuse me, 7 of the 20. So that means you had 13 bullets that was unaccounted for. So how many of those bullets could have potentially hurt somebody else? All 13 of them could have, because if you are aiming down at a target and you miss your target, that is a large potential that bullet could ricochet and hit anything and anybody. That is irresponsible. So the thing is if we're going to be held responsible as citizens in the United States of America, then I definitely think that the police should be held twice as much responsible. Do you guys agree with that? I think that's fair. Let's keep going. He said, "I had no type of weapon in my possession. I was arrested for having a gun that turned out to be my cell phone." Marrow, whose Instagram account is at I-B-E-A-T, beat the, T-H-E, odds. All one word. I beat the odds. He said he was arrested on felony charges, but did not provide other details of the incident. Now, there's only a 1-minute video that shows him being dragged around a parking lot while handcuffed by 2 officers, who then lift him up and drive him into the ground. One officer has his hand near Marrow's throat and neck as they hold him on the ground, which the video was going to show that. So I actually do have the unfiltered, unedited, untagged version of that video, which I'm proud of that, you know, because too many times, and that's the wrong person on that video. I'll get him off of here in a moment because those were the wrong gentlemen, right? Let me see if I can get them off of my screen. Hold on. I know there's a different way I can do it. Give me just a second, because that was actually showing the gentleman from the Starbucks video. And sometimes I can't get all of these pictures out of here, but let me see if I can find it real quick. There they are. Boom. Just like easy as pie. All right, now let's keep going. He said this has impacted his life and mentally affected him in a way he can't even humanly describe. He wrote on his Instagram, "This is not a cry for sympathy. I just needed to be known. My cry is for justice." Henry County Police Department haven't responded as of this moment to a request for comment about the incident and the video. Now, Marrow is being represented by Atlanta County Attorney Christopher J. Pelosa. And I actually did reach out to a couple people, and I did not hear back from them. And I don't know if that's by design, but, you know, we'll wait and see. Maybe we'll have an update on this later. Now, you can actually watch the video that was posted Thursday, which was yesterday, by Desmond. It's about a minute long. The video starts with Marrow, who is handcuffed, being held on to the arms by the police officers in a parking lot. Now, Marrow moves, and the officers shove him into a white pickup truck. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something. When they were holding on to his arm, and there's another picture that is not the right picture. I don't know why I have all of those extra pictures of these dudes in here. I apologize about that. Let me get that up out of here. I'm going to just have to start going through and clean sweeping these pictures, because I'd like to have the pictures up so you guys can know who we're dealing with. So my apologies to those gentlemen. They didn't have anything to do with this story, but this is him and his people. So I should have it correct this time. Now, the way that they're saying that he moved, which is why they ended up being more aggressive with him, but that's not what I saw at all. So I want to show you guys the video here in just a moment. And if you guys would, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up so more people can know that we are here and that we're live, that can share the show. So if you guys want to donate, cool. If you don't, that's cool. But the least I need you guys to do is at least hit the thumbs up, because that's a simple thing to do and it's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. We got a couple of donations here, and I'm going to read them out here in just a moment. So if you guys will bear with me, I'm going to read them right before we start the video. Now, they lift him up by his arms and his legs and drive him into the ground, apparently onto his face, which is pretty close to his face. It looked like it was like the side of his face. Now, before he was thrown down, Marrow yelled at the officers, "I'm not even fighting back." As Marrow hits the ground, he said, "I didn't even do anything to y'all," as another officer joins in. The man filming the video, whose name is not known, which probably safer for him, moves around to get a better angle and says, "This is unbelievable," as one of the officers puts his hand near Marrow's neck and throat. Marrow then repeatedly says, "I can't breathe." Now, you guys why do these photos keep showing back up? Guys, something is wrong here. I know I deleted these photos. Now I know I'm not tripping. Y'all bear with me a moment. I don't know why those photos keep showing up. I keep looking at them and they keep popping up. Let me look again. Let me look for myself. Hold on just a second, because that's a little bit weird. I don't know why my computer keeps pulling up pictures from an old story that I don't even have up. That's so weird, man. All right. I don't know. Hell, I don't know. All I know is my program is kind of messing up just a little bit, so I have to apologize about that. Now, he repeatedly says that he can't breathe. And for anybody that remembers the story of, damn, what's my guy's name? Hold on, I'll look it up. Give me just a second, because I had it on the tip of my tongue, and those pictures messed me up. hold on. Eric Garner. I think that's who it was. Hold on. Yep, Eric Garner. All right, now you guys remember the story of Eric Garner that was choked out by a handful of people. See, look, okay, look, you know what, guys? I don't really know what's up with that. I don't even have those pictures in my computer anymore. That's really bothering me. That's so weird. You know what? This is what we'll do. We'll just pause it on that because that's really starting to bother me. We'll just leave it just like that. Okay? Now, with Eric Garner, he was actually choked out and he was wrestled down to the ground. They got on top of him and one dude was behind him literally choking the dude out. And so this is very, very reminiscent of that. So, I got to tell you guys, I want to forewarn you before you watch the video. It is definitely a little bit disturbing, in my opinion. It's not the worst thing that I've seen, but it was definitely scary to see what I saw. And so for anybody, I don't know if we have any youngsters watching the show or anything like that, but I would definitely encourage you guys to be responsible with your viewership. If you're not ready to see something like that, we encourage you, don't flag, just cut the video off. It's a very simple thing to do. You're not here by force, you're here by choice. Big difference. Okay. So when I show that video, there's your disclaimer. The third officer tells him to calm down and the other officers move his arms away. The officers then begin to pull Marrow to his feet as the video ends. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys the first news story, and then we're going to actually show you the actual video of him being arrested. And we're showing this by way of fair use. Let me not forget that because I don't want to get in trouble. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Now, for Mr. D, he said, what did he do? Now, what it was that they said there was a road rage incident. I don't want to go back and reread it. If you could, just rewind the video just a little bit. But it was over a road rage incident. And if you like, I can actually put the video link out there. Not the video link, but the story link out there for you if you like. But they're going to retell it here in just a moment. So here we go. Here's the first video.
Newsroom with a late developing story around a video on social media right here showing a former NFL player, Desmond Marrow, being arrested by Henry County police officers. Now, he says he was knocked unconscious and had his teeth knocked out as well. But we just got a copy of the police report, and this video may not tell the whole story.
Hey, you understand me? I'm not even doing nothing. I'm not even fighting back.
This video, without a date stamp, is apparently former NFL player Desmond Marrow being arrested by 3 Henry County police officers. According to NFL.com, Marrow, a defensive back from the University of Toledo, was an undrafted player by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2012. He never made it out of preseason, and it was his last time suiting up for any NFL team. In this video, Marrow appears to be handcuffed, and listen in as officers take him to the ground.
What's going on, man?
With his hands cuffed behind his back, one officer lifts his right leg and they throw him to the ground.
It's unbelievable, man.
Watch what happens next as one officer kneeling near Marrow's head grabs him by the throat.
Lay down.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Marrow appears to go limp, but there's really no confirmation if he's in or out of consciousness. On his Facebook page, Marrow says officers claimed he had a gun in his pocket, but he says it was only a cell phone. To put it into full context, there's no video that shows what led up to the arrest and no video that shows what happened afterwards. So we have 2 important questions for the Henry County Police Department. Number 1, is there body cam video that shows the incident from start to finish? Number 2, why was Marrow being arrested?
So I reached out to the Henry County Police Department concerning this video. They say they will not be able to answer those questions until tomorrow. But according to this police report, Marrow was actually a suspect in a road rage incident. And according to witnesses, he was threatening to kill several people, and also he resisted arrest.
All right, so that's the reported story that we have so far. It's a little bit crazy, but according to documents, and actually I wanted to read something that somebody posted a minute ago. Hold on, what does that say? Guys, I'm not going to address that, okay? I'm going to leave that be. Just talk it out, figure out whatever we need to do, and let's just go from there. But apparently it's a very difficult thing to have your hands behind your back and all of that good stuff. So yes, he was already handcuffed. According to court documents provided to the source that I got it from, by Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta, the incident happened on December 2nd of 2017 in a Target parking lot on Jonesboro Road in McDonough, Georgia. The incident began when Henry County Police were called to a report of a road rage incident involving Marrow. Dispatchers had told police that there was a physical altercation, a quote-unquote physical altercation, though police do not provide any evidence that any physical altercation occurred. Now, Officer David Rose wrote in a report that when he arrived at the Target parking lot, he located a man he identified as Marrow. He asked Marrow who had been fighting and if he had swung at anyone, and Marrow denied that there had been an altercation and also denied that there had been a fight, Rose wrote. The officer said Marrow was clearly agitated and was speaking very loudly and using profanity. He loudly used the word, excuse me, hold on. Thank God for a mute button. My goodness. Just having all kind of issues today, man. So, he loudly used the F word several times and had to tell him to stop. All right, my apologies. Rose said Marrow responded by saying the officer had no right to tell him what to say. Rose wrote that he instructed him that using profanity in a manner using profanity in that manner would not be tolerated. At that point, a witness told Rose that he had heard Marrow threaten to shoot another person during the dispute. Rose asked Marrow if he had any weapons, and Marrow said he did not. The officer then searched him and did not find any weapons, according to the report. I'm going to point something out about that again. The officer searched him and did not find any weapons, according to the report. That's very, very key, because they said that they thought he had a weapon, right? What's going on in the chat? Do we have an issue? Oh, Lord have mercy. Come on, y'all. Come on. Okay. All right. Do me a favor, because that's becoming a distraction now. That's becoming a distraction. So if you guys could just, for the person that got timed out or blocked or whatever, do me a favor, just watch the show. Because from my understanding, when you contacted me earlier, you said you were just going to watch the show. You weren't going to be in the chat, but you're in the chat and making people go nuts. So that's a little bit distracting for me, okay? So if if you want to have respect for my show, that'd be one way to do so. If not, you don't have to respect my show. So it's up to you. Marrow told the officer that he was driving on Interstate I-75 when someone in a dark sedan threw a cup of coffee at his car. Marrow said the car was driven by a white male and there was a white male passenger. Marrow said he began chasing the car because he wanted to have a conversation with them about what they did, which a lot of people would. Rose then told Marrow that he had witnessed them driving aggressively as he turned onto Jonesboro Road, and Marrow said that's a fact. Marrow said he was wrong for having chased the car and said that he should not have chased the car. A witness told the officer that he had seen a vehicle, which Rose believed was driven by Marrow, blocking a sedan in a dark sedan on Jonesboro Road. The witness said that the driver got out and threw an object at the dark sedan, and the dark sedan then drove onto a curb to get away. He said the truck then chased the sedan into a shopping center parking lot. After speaking to witnesses and other officers, Rose said he decided to arrest Morrow at that point. Rose wrote in his report that followed. Rose wrote in his report that the following then occurred. I told Morrow that he was under arrest and told him to put his hands behind his back. He refused at that point. At that point, I pointed my taser at Morrow. I told them that he would be tased if he continued. Officer Matthew Donaldson and I then managed to get the cuffs on him without me having to tase him. My taser then went out back into its holster. We attempted to search Morrow incident to his arrest. He was instructed to spread his feet apart to enable us to safely search him. He refused to spread his feet, and he refused to comply with our verbal commands to do so. Officer Donaldson attempted to spread his feet, and Morrow attempted to kick him. Morrow was also attempting to push himself away from the car he was standing beside. Morrow then kicked me with his left foot against my leg. Because he was struggling, we attempted to put Morrow on the ground. He fought against this. He was attempting to turn away from my grip on him and was attempting to strike me with his left elbow. After several seconds of struggling, he was put on the ground. Even so, he was still not complying with instruction to lay on the ground on his chest. I had told him I had to hold him on the ground as we repositioned ourselves. I had my left hand on the side of his shoulder, but was still not able to keep him down. I told Morrow several times to stay on the ground and stop kicking. I was attempting to keep him from kicking Officer Donaldson or headbutting me, as it appeared to me that he was attempting to do. Now, that was end quote. Okay, what's going on here? What we got? Okay. All right, cool. Good job, Tony. That's cool. Yeah, just do that. Anytime that they say something like that, if it has nothing to do with what we're talking about, just time them out. They'll come back. Just time them out again. Rose said then he had put his hand on the side of Morrow's head and neck, end quote, in an effort to keep him better keep him on the ground. Rose said he told Morrow to lay on his chest, but he says Morrow was still struggling and rolled over onto his back. Rose said at that point, my hand was on the front of his neck, still in an effort to hold him down and prevent him from headbutting me. Morrow shouted several times that he was not able to breathe, but he was shouting. He was clearly breathing. I'm going to read that part again. At that point, my hand was on the front of his neck, still in an effort to hold him down and prevent him from headbutting me, which is where they are right now. That's that picture right there to my right. Morrow shouted several times that he was not able to breathe while the hand was on his neck. And they say he was clearly breathing because he was able to shout it and say it. I don't know if you guys have ever heard somebody being choked out or being choked. They can still talk. That's real bothersome to me. So that doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, he was okay just because he could say something. That's not what that means at all. Now, Rose said Morrow closed his eyes for a second so as if he passed out. Rose then held him down for a few more seconds and then pulled him up and took him into his patrol car. Rose said Morrow resisted getting into the car, but he was able to get him inside. Rose said Morrow complained of a head injury and medics were called, but Morrow refused treatment. Rose said Morrow laid his head against the door frame and closed his eyes as if he passed out for a second or two when he was in the patrol car. According to Rose's report, Morrow claimed a head injury to jail staff and began speaking to the jail nurse about his sideline injury. He also complained of left knee and left shoulder injuries, and jail staff refused to book him. Morrow was taken to Piedmont Henry Hospital, where he was treated and released by hospital staff, according to the report. Morrow received a CT scan and at one point fell out of the wheelchair as he was placed in and by hospital staff, Rose said. The officer added, as he was talking to the hospital staff, he said that he had already told the girl on the sideline about his injury. You can read the full police report, and I'm not going to go all into that. It's quite a bit lengthy. But some of the injuries you can actually see here on the right-hand side is some of the pictures that he took. And he wrote on his social media, during the arrest, the police knocked his teeth out, which there should be a picture of that. If not, I'll get that up on the screen for you. Slammed me on my head and choked me out until I was unconscious. In addition, I suffered a shoulder strain and concussion. He also said that the video and arrest have made it a very hard time for him and led to his wife leaving him again because of his shortcomings and careless actions. Morrow also posted photos on his Instagram. So if you guys have not seen it, I'm going to try to get it up on the screen for you guys, because it kept scrolling different pictures that I wasn't trying to get it to scroll. So let me see if I can get it to show up for you. Yep, it keeps showing those pictures. Boy, I don't know what it is with this app. Okay. I'm going to pause it right there. Now, you can't actually see it, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to actually download this picture real quick and get it up on the screen for you guys to show you a little bit more in depth about what was going on with his injury. Now, this is where he said that one of his teeth was knocked out behind this incident. Now, keep in mind, this was December 17th. And I really actually thought about something. Because I don't know if you guys believe this or not. I don't know if you guys are on his side or not based on what you've heard so far. But I got to say, a lot of this stuff really is a little bit weird. It doesn't make sense. Now, the shoulder rub, I can believe. You know, maybe the head trauma, I could possibly believe based on how hard they slammed him. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the actual video so you can see that. So again, we've already read the fair usage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the video, and you guys decide whether this is BS or whether it's not. All right, here we go.
You get paid. You understand me? I'm not even doing nothing. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even doing nothing, man.
What's going on, man?
Oh my God. You got shorts on. I didn't even.
It's unbelievable, man.
I didn't even do the video, man.
It's unbelievable.
I didn't even do the video, man. Lay on your stomach. You stabbed me on my fucking head. Lay down. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Settle down. Settle down. Just relax.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I'm a minute out. You okay?
It's all right. Stand up. Stand up. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up.
I don't know why it stopped the way it did. Looks like we're still live over here. But I don't know, man. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about what you saw? Why is one shoe off his foot? Because they picked him up by his leg and pulled him, and was kind of pulling him in a different direction. He is faking really bad. How did he draw another breath to holler again? I thought about that too. Revy. But let me say this. A lot of people are saying bad acting job. Jason said Morrow should never have chased anyone and he wouldn't be on the ground with his hand behind his neck. I agree. So whatever transpired, he brought it on himself. And I've always told you guys, I'm on the side of fairness. And I've said that we as black men, knowing that we have such a bad history with the police, is that we should not put ourselves in dangerous positions. We shouldn't put ourselves in situations to have to deal with the police. This is what I said. So number one, if you're doing something like that, you're chasing somebody down, it looked like based on what they're describing, it looked like he was trying to handle it himself. If it were me, if I were going to pursue someone, I might have pursued someone and maybe called the cops and said, hey, this is the person that did it. Get their license plate, follow them maybe, you know, from a little bit of a distance to keep up with them or something, but I wouldn't actually confront them. I would never encourage anybody to do that. Because you don't know what people are carrying. You don't know what people will do, especially if you put them in a panic like that. He could have had a panic attack. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to rewind it here in just a moment. When they slammed him into that truck right there at that moment, that looked like it hurt. Then they slammed him on the ground. Like when you go to pavement and it looks like they moved him to the pavement forcefully onto his shoulder, and then it was two guys on top of him, which definitely could have created that shoulder abrasion easily. Even if you would have just fallen and tripped, imagine if you were just to slip and fall and hit the concrete, how bad that you might hurt yourself. If you go knee first, shoulder first, head first, if you just fall, let alone having somebody pick you up and put you onto the concrete. Well, can we agree to that? Because we're going to look at both sides. We've already mentioned what he did wrong by pursuing them and trying to handle it himself. He put himself in this position. Now, why do we always end up coming back to talking about the police? Because of the fact that I always feel like both sides, every party could do something better. The person you're trying to arrest could have did something better. The police could have did something better. So let's talk about what the police did wrong. Number one, the way that they forcefully slammed this dude into the back of this truck, I don't know if that's that dude's truck or not. You could have created damage to that truck. Maybe you could have sued for that. I don't know. The way you slammed him into the ground, I felt like maybe that was a little bit unnecessary. But what do I know? I'm not a cop, but I thought they were a little bit overly aggressive with the dude. And then on top of that, when you get to the point of that moment right there, I want to hear somebody explain that. Explain the hand on the throat. Can anybody explain that? Because so far we have excuses for a lot of things in here because we're trying to be fair. And we got about 230 people watching. Y'all do me a favor, hit the thumbs up so more people can know that we're live. What do you guys think about that as far as the hand over the throat? He was cuffed, no excuses. I agree. Super T said way over aggressive. I agree. That was a lot. BJM said that was a lot and it was unnecessary. I agree. He was holding his hand on his throat very forcefully. The fact they already had him cuffed, so where was they headed? He was already cuffed. I'm lost. I agree. Morrow should have never chased anyone and he wouldn't be on the ground. Yes, I agree with that, Jason. I do 100% agree with that. But this is the thing. Now we have to talk about the aftermath because you did stupid stuff and it led to a Tommy says if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So you played a stupid game, you won a stupid prize. But at the end of the day, can we not still say that your prize sucks? You played a stupid game, you won a stupid prize. Shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor. Can we not say that the prize you won was a shitty prize? Cuffed and choked. It was excessive force. Play the video? We'll play it again. Absolutely. Let's do it again. Here we go, guys. Make your own judgment.
Hey, you understand me? I'm not even.
Now, while we watch this video, I want you guys to put what you think in the chat. Right, wrong, who was right, who was wrong.
Hey, you understand me? I'm not even doing nothing. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even doing nothing, man.
What's going on, man?
Oh my God. You got shorts on. I didn't even.
It's unbelievable, man.
I didn't even do the video, man.
It's unbelievable.
I didn't even do the video, man.
Lay on your
You
stomach.
stabbed me on my fucking head.
Lay down.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Settle down.
I can't breathe.
Settle down. Settle down. Just relax.
This is unbelievable.
I'm a minute out.
You okay?
It's all right. Stay back. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up.
Sounded like his face hit glass. He's in agony. Super T said cops was wrong. He ain't going down on his stomach. Revy Gunn said, okay, we need to learn not to fight the cops. I agree. Cops were completely wrong, Jessica said. Why will the price be shitty when it was a stupid game to begin with? I can't argue that. I can't argue that. And unfortunately, like Thomas said, the cops are going to take an L for this. Now, let me see if I can look up his statistics again. Let me see if I can get that up on the board because it gave me it earlier and I don't see it in front of my screen here. Give me a moment. Let's see. Okay, looks like... Yeah, it looks like one more news media outlet picked it up. Two more, actually. CBS and Fox. So good. Okay. So it shows that he is 6'3" and he is 204 pounds. So he's just a little bit taller than me. And he's 204 pounds. Age 30 years old. Rochelle said both are wrong. I agree. They threw him into the truck. That was unnecessary. It damn sure was. What's up, Athena's World? No more footage? No. That's all I had. Unless there's more out there, I'll look again. Let me look again. Because that was probably the clearest video that I could find. So give me just a moment. Let me try to look it up. Because I thought it ended kind of abruptly. I thought something was wrong with my video. Let me see. Let me see. I'm going to see if this one ended the same way. Yep, it showed that one ended the same way. Second video emerges. Let me see if this one's any different. That doesn't look like a second video. Let me see. Guys, I don't see it. I don't see a second video. I don't see it. But like I said, this is just what was released. We'll watch it one more time. What is your judgment?
Hey, you understand me? I'm not even doing nothing.
Right here. This is where I felt like it really, really started to go bad.
I'm not even fighting back.
That shit right there was unnecessary. Right there. That was very unnecessary.
Doing nothing. I'm not even fighting back.
I don't know if I can make this any bigger. Let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit for you guys. I'm gonna cut a little bit of this top off. We're gonna cut a little bit of the fat off of this. So we're gonna lose a little bit of video integrity, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can really, really see this. All right. And thank you, Jay McLovin, for posting that. If you guys would, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. I'm just not going to keep asking for y'all to hit the thumbs up. That's an easy thing to do because we have people that donate almost every show or every other show, definitely every week. And, you know, it's a thing that I appreciate when those people do that because they carry the load for everybody. But, you know, it helps us keep continuing to keep doing good content, take care of the stuff that we got to take care of on a day-to-day. But a thumbs up is a very, very easy thing to do. If y'all could do that for me, that'd be awesome. Okay. I zoomed in as much as I possibly could. Here we go.
I'm not even doing nothing. I'm not even fighting back.
Was that necessary? Right there.
I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. Not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even doing that. I'm fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even fighting back. I'm not even doing nothing, man.
What's going on, man? What's going on, man? What's going on, man? What's going on, man?
So it looked like he went face first and shoulder first into the ground. That's what it looked like. Now, coming from somebody that played football before and the fact that he played in the NFL, he's used to maybe, you know, the turf, maybe used to grass, dirt, hitting the ground, but hitting the damn concrete at that level of force and somebody taking you down and your hands are behind your back. So there's a good chance that you're going to hit shoulder or face or both.
You got shorts on.
It's unbelievable, man.
I didn't even do the video, man.
It's unbelievable.
I didn't even do the video, man. You said
Now, that right there was when it looked like he was trying to get aggressive. And I think what it was he didn't want the dude yelling in his face. And I don't think you have a right to choke somebody out because of that. And I agree with what a lot of the people were saying in the chat. And they said that, hey, he's already handcuffed. Like, where the hell is he going to go? You got two people on top of him already, and they're about to add a third. Okay, he's emotional. I get it. It's traumatic. You know, sometimes with these guys that have a little bit of privilege, that have used to get money, when you put them in these hood situations or something like that, I'm not too sure that they know how to cope with that. He could have been very, very emotionally messed up at this point. It was two on him. He was handcuffed and his back was towards them. I agree. I 100% agree. Now, watch how he aggressively yelled at the cop. He didn't want to be yelled at, and he was on the side. I just realized that. When he yelled at him, he was on the side of him. He wasn't directly in front of him. He was on the side. Yeah, and there ain't no pads. That's exactly right. Now watch this. Again, he's on the side of him, behind him. Right at that moment. At that moment. So, officer on the left takes his foot and raises his foot higher, which I don't know the point of that. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can tell me. Open palm chokehold, yes. His hand goes immediately for his neck, not his shoulders, not to flip him over on his stomach, but for his throat though? Is that normal?
Stand on my fucking head.
Lay down.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Down.
I can't breathe.
Settle down. Settle down.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. This is not the best moment to bring up a joke, but I remember a moment in Family Guy where I can't remember what it was. What was he doing? I can't remember, but Peter had somebody, I think, around the throat, and he was choking him, and he was trying to. Oh no! He put some plastic over somebody's head and was trying to tell them to calm down, and they're fighting and they're going crazy. And Peter's got the plastic behind his head and he's pulling it tighter and tighter. He's telling him, calm down. The dude's still going crazy. He's like, calm down. The dude starts to pass out, and then Peter was like, calm down. And then the dude ended up passing out and ends up dying on him, and then he lays on the ground, and Peter was like, shh. That's right. Calm down. Because he choked the damn dude out. That's not funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was Cleveland. Oh, because he said, oh, I'm naked. Yeah, that's right. John Wick says, why was he choking him? People yell. People scream when they're getting arrested, when they don't want to get arrested, when they're going through a traumatic experience, they're going to yell. Because I actually have a video that I could show you guys, a video of some chicks that were yelling and got into it with some security guards, and they were yelling and screaming and cussing and fussing and all kind of stuff. But that don't give you a right to choke them out. But that's what they're reminding me of when he was like, calm down, Cleveland, calm down. Cleveland was just, it's not funny. I swear it's not funny.
Stand on my fucking head.
Lay down.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Settle down.
And he's got his hand on his neck and he's telling him to settle down. I didn't see any choking either. I don't know. But I do know that he shouldn't have put his hand on his, he put his hand on his throat very forcefully.
Settle down. Just relax.
My fucking head.
Lay down.
I can't breathe. I can't
Settle
breathe.
down.
I can't breathe.
Settle down. Settle down. Just relax.
I even think that if he held him as hard as I think he might have held him on the neck, I think even a little bit of that should not have been done. And I think even doing it for a second could have been too much. I think that dude actually could have passed out. But in my honest assessment, based on what I saw, I think that this, I might even put this on an episode of Just Shenanigans. Honestly. To my police officers out there, you guys have got to do better with not getting yourselves caught up in these situations. You have to think about all of these things that are going on around you. People are looking to get a paycheck. People are looking to capitalize off of your mistakes and off of your bad judgment. You have to do better. I'm on the side of right and wrong. I'm on the side of right when it comes to right and wrong. Yeah, he had a grip on his throat. Yes, he did. That's inexcusable. What excuse can you make for that? I don't know that you can. But I think there was definitely an Oscar-worthy performance somewhere around this video. What do you guys think, man? I think that this was a damn good acting job, and the fact that think about this. This happened back in December 17th of 2017. And you're just now posting about this? Let me see if I can show you guys his Instagram. Let me see if I can get that up real quick. Oh, did I tell you guys? He has a GoFundMe too. I forgot to tell you about that. Let me see if I can show you guys that. Yes, he has a GoFundMe up. Let's get it up on the screen here. GoFundMe. Boom. Let me see if I can get it to show up properly on the screen. So, the campaign is trending. He just put it up a day ago. He's asking for $15,000, and he's collected more than half of that. No, right at about half. Right at about half. And of course, he tells the same story on there. You know, we don't have to go all into it, but those are the pictures right there. That moment right there, boy, that's not good. And then look at how thick, like my arm is pretty thick, but that officer's arm is pretty thick and stubby. And he forced his hand into that dude's throat. He didn't choke him, but he shouldn't have did that. It just looks bad. Okay, I'll give you guys an example. It's funny how men can be arrested for this thing called menacing, for looking at a woman wrong in a domestic situation. And he could be arrested for looking at a woman wrong. It looks, so if looks matter, and if we're going to be fair, then you have to look at this situation and say that it looks bad that the officer's hand went all up in that dude's throat. He didn't really have an NFL career. I don't think he did either. Somebody said he made a practice squad. But they're claiming him as an NFL player, which I think is unfair to the NFL. But yeah, he has a GoFundMe up. I think that's a huge disservice to the NFL. It makes it seem like it's an NFL problem when this dude ain't been in the league. He has not been in the league like that. Frantonio said he was on the practice squad. So there you go. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, here is his Instagram right here. Let me get that up on the screen for you guys. Let me see if it's going to force me to log in. It shouldn't. And then we're going to get up out of here. Y'all give me just a moment. Yep, it's still up. It shows you, well, he posted the picture of when he got his first $30 on there. Let me see. Okay, yes, I am logged in, so I shouldn't have to log back in. All right, here we go, guys. Here's the Instagram. I Beat the Odds. That's where you can find him, at I Beat the Odds. It still says I got to log into Instagram, but I found a way around that. There we go. Come on, resize for me. There we go. Now, he has this posted on his Instagram, and this was posted 1 day ago. But I'm going to point something out to you guys. Let me get my chat scrolling again. Was he charged with a crime? Well, no. See, this is the thing. The police they said they weren't going to say anything until today. And and it's almost the end of the day, and I haven't seen anything else about the arrest. And I've been looking, Jason. If anybody else knows how to find the information on him, let me know. Because I have stuff up here from 2 to 3 hours ago, and I still haven't found it. Let me see if I can figure it out. It says a former NFL player. Man, that looks so bad, because he didn't even play in the league like that. Okay, we've read all of that. The recently released December 2017 video is extremely disturbing. We've already seen that. Marrow was picked up
Comcast Business is built for business. And
that's why I hate doing these websites on the fly, because they always do that crap. Sorry about that. But it said that he was picked up. Where was it at? I got to find it again. Yeah, he was picked up by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a defensive back. Let me see. But was released without playing a game with the team. So there you go. Marrow is charged with making terroristic threats, aggressive driving, reckless driving, and obstruction of an officer. That's what he was charged with. Like I say, if you guys have any other way to get some more information about that, feel free to let me know, because I've done as good of investigative work as I could possibly do. But again, I'll say this. It looks really bad on the police, And I think it's even more funny is the fact that you can go back and look at his Instagram, which is what we're doing right now, and he makes no mention of this. This was January of 2018. He's posted up by his car. I think you guys are getting my point. Here he is with the kids. I already showed you guys that photo. I want somebody to tell me where it was that he was crying for justice. That's August. Maybe we went a little too far. This is September. Let's go up a little bit more. It's October. That's January, so we went too far. That's October. There's a big gap in there. October. We'll find the gap. There's December right there. So this is approximately 11 days after the event. Happy birthday to myself. Been through a rough year. Didn't think I'd make it to see 30, but I'm just going to keep praying and believing. Huh. So there's a gap between October and December, a big, huge gap. You can't judge the choices I've made when you don't know the options I was given. You know what? And then, okay. It must have been. Jason said he was missing them child support payments. He needs to pay off the car. Something happened. Something happened in between when the incident happened of December and whatever happened at that point. I don't know what the disposition is because I couldn't find it because he has a lawyer now. And I couldn't catch up with the lawyer or anybody else. But from December, and we are now in... This is the 27th of the month of April, almost in May. And he waits until yesterday, and this video goes up a day ago. This goes up less than 24 hours ago. I'm calling shenanigans. How about that? How about that, guys? I'm calling shenanigans. We're going to end it just like that. I think that this is bull crap. I think that there's something wrong, and I don't think that the full story is being told, and I definitely would like to hear what the resolution is of this story afterwards. All right? I'm going to call it like that. So we're going to go ahead and end the show just like that, and let me get my show music back up. All right. There we go. All right, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and read off the donations because we got a couple that came through. 3, 4. Yeah, we got a few. Let me make sure I check the messages also because I know you guys hit me up on my Facebook. And, yeah. Let's see. Jay McLovin, I got you, babe. Kurt Dog, shout out to Kurt Dog. Ah, okay. Chaz, we're gonna have to talk after this. Yeah, John Gilliam, if you want to know what my verdict is, I'm saying bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling shenanigans. I definitely think that passing out he did was fake. I think that the police were wrong for putting their hand on the dude's throat, slamming him the way that they did. I think that he should definitely, be vindicated for that. But the rest of it, I'm calling bull crap. Like, why would you post this all of a sudden one day ago if it was that important? I feel like you would have done like my guy, what's his name? Michael Garrett, Anaya Day Garrett, the dude that had the little girl that was murdered by his daughter's mom, Sierra Day, and her boyfriend. Don't know why I remember those names, but I do because they're ingrained in my heart. And he is fighting every day for the death of his daughter. He has not stopped a day. He has still been pushing. If you guys haven't followed Michael Garrett, then you make sure and follow him and check him out. He has been pushing for his daughter's death ever since then. And I have not seen anything on this dude's Facebook or Instagram that would indicate that he's doing any level of fighting as of, the only thing he's done was less than 48 hours ago, less than 24 hours ago. All right, so that's where I'm gonna leave it at. I'm gonna call just shenanigans on that. I think something is very, very wrong, and I think that something's wrong on his behalf.